tell you, you take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
All right, so the deep state wants nothing to do with Doge as we look at a reminder of what they're capable of. They are terrified of an outside audit, of potential staffing reductions, especially at CIA, FBI. The CIA is releasing a passive threat, though, to Doge and the Trump administration via CNN, which is reporting on the CIA 7th floor home to top leadership. Some officers are quietly discussing how mass firings and the buyout already offered to staff risk creating a group of disgruntled employees who might be motivated to take what they know to a foreign intelligence service. That is the CIA basically sending a message to the administration. Screw with us, and we're not willing to even stop short of treason. We'll just completely sell out our country if you mess with the CIA. And they funnel it right through a CNN reporter who would never have access to that information. That story is a plant. The report coming from Pentagon reporter Natasha Bertrand, who published this iconic piece years ago. Hunter Biden's story is Russian disinformation, dozens of former intel officials say, citing those 51 fake intel agents who saved Joe Biden's campaign and ousted Trump from the White House. So she is certainly a friend of the deep state, and that's why they go to her when they want to send a message. It's also getting ugly over at the FBI. Kash Patel and Dan Bongino now running the show, and the bad actors are allegedly destroying evidence of what they've been up to these past few years. From journalist Michael Schellenberger, FBI whistleblower Garrett O'Boyle confirmed to me that a source inside the FBI said FBI employees were destroying evidence on servers and that he informed Kash Patel. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem also has suggested that corrupt FBI agents were behind leaking a memo that a planned large-scale ICE raid in L.A. About that ICE raid, putting the lives of those ICE agents at risk. So you have the intel agencies are now outwardly fighting against the administration every possible way that they know how. They do not want to change at all. They want to basically have autonomy over themselves. Which is the way it's been for a long time. Congressman Byron Donalds joins us now to talk more about this. Sir, good to have you on. We're watching the deep state squirm. Do you think the CIA has threatened the administration with that piece?
Listen, it's obviously threatening. This is treason, and let's not mince words. This is treason. This is a betrayal of the United States, and it is ignoring the will of the American people. The American people voted for Donald Trump. They gave him a mandate. The Doge was a part of that mandate, and he is now following through. So anybody over there who's now saying that they have their own agenda, which matters more than the American people's agenda, that is treason and should be dealt with accordingly. Now, I will say that I think a lot of the saber rattling that we're hearing is from the fact that you have a lot of people burrowed into our federal government who don't want things to change. But newsflash for all of you, the American people have had enough. They elected Donald Trump, they gave him a mandate, and the Senate has now confirmed his cabinet, who are all committed to the same principles of cleaning out the waste and the corruption out of our government, having our government be lean and efficient for the American people, and to make America great again. So they can either get on board or they can move out of the way, but Donald Trump will not stop. He is going to deliver on the promises he made to the American people.
Wild story from the NSA as well. Journalist Chris Rufo exposing about 100 intel community perverts who are engaging in secret sex chats while at work. This is very important intelligence work that they do, and they're sitting on the application that they use at work, talking about sex. Many of them are trans employees who seem to be spending all day doing what a lot of trans people are known for, which is obsessing over their own gender and over sex in general. Tulsi Gabbard has announced she's fired all of these people. But just the rot that government has become, especially the last 4 years under Joe Biden, right?
Oh, no, it's absolutely correct. There's been a lot of rot in the federal agencies, in the federal government, and it's about time that sunlight has come to Washington. You know, in Florida, we keep saying, make America Florida. Well, guess what? That sunshine is now on Capitol Hill. And I will commend, obviously, Donald Trump, but his team, because they are committed to delivering on these promises. Our government is bloated. We're spending $2 trillion more than we take in revenue. So we have to start cleaning it up. Yeah. And the place that you always start is with the rot. Once you get the rot out of the way, I think the American people will be surprised how much simpler it is to have this government live within its means.
Yeah. You're announcing you're running for the governor of Florida, which is great news. I know a lot of people in Florida got to be excited to hear that because everybody's nervous about who takes the helm next. Many are also expecting that Ron DeSantis' wife might also run as well. DeSantis came out and said this recently. He said, I think people look at it and say you've got a guy like Byron. He's just hasn't been a part of any of the victories that we've had over the left over these last years. He's just not been a part of it. He's been in other states campaigning, doing that, and that's fine. But OK, then deliver results up there. It sounds like Ron DeSantis knows his wife is going to run. What's your reaction to that statement from your governor?
I don't really have much of a reaction. I mean, look, when I was in the state legislature, I led actually the first in the nation law that allowed parents and community members to examine the instructional materials that were in front of our children. So before you could even fight the woke in our schools, you had to know where it was. I passed the legislation when I was in the state legislature so that people could see that then Governor Rick Scott signed that into law. While I've been in Congress, I've been battling against Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And so, yes, I was on the campaign trail for President Trump, doing everything necessary to make sure that he was, at the time, become the next president of the United States, now the current president, and doing a phenomenal job. I think on a broader level, listen, I fully respect what Ron DeSantis has done. He's been a great governor for our state, but we're going to need a new governor in the future. And I'm telling the people of Florida that I will be your governor. I'm up to that job. I have the support of President Trump, and we're going to build on the successes of Ron DeSantis. It's about the people. It's about conservatism and common sense in the state of Florida, leading our state into the future. And as the next governor of Florida, you have my commitment that that will continue.
I tell you what, I mean, whoever gets the endorsement from Trump, being a Florida resident himself, probably has a really good chance in that Republican primary. Can I just ask you what your vision for the state? Is there one thing you really want to focus on if you get the job?
Well, first and foremost is we have to fix insurance costs in our state. They're ballooning on everybody.
They are.
My career was in finance, insurance, and banking, and I want to make sure that we're bringing new carriers to our state. And then also, again, like Ron DeSantis in the legislature, they did some stuff a couple of years ago that's still working its way through our system. It's positive reforms to our system. We're just going to have to do more. We got to stabilize those costs. And then the other big thing that I really want to make sure we do is make Florida the financial capital of the world going forward. Crypto and digital assets have found an organic home in South Florida. I want to make sure that Florida becomes the financial hub of the world. It is something that New York has been failing Wall Street and failing a lot of people. They've been moving down to Florida because Florida's been the best state in the country to live in. Let's make sure that Florida's the financial hub. We get those two things done, the best days ahead for our state, and we've had great days already.
Yeah, the homeowners insurance, the flood insurance, it's scary, and it's happening. It's all over the country. Florida obviously is seriously an epicenter of it, but it's a problem we're seeing all over. Congressman Byron Donalds, thank you so much. Congratulations on the announcement. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt tonight on Newsmax.